Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Saturday, November 26, 2016. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Ora News, where we bring you today's top stories translated into English every weeknight. Tirana's mayor, Mr. Ariane Villiers, welcomed the mayors of Albania's regional city halls today. The mayor emphasized that this is not a national project, but a practical venture to better serve Albania's citizens. Albania's regional mayors are in Tirana to participate in the Union of Albanian Regional City Halls Conference, where they will discuss urban plans, environmental issues, culture, and innovation. It's very important that we learn from each other. This is an opportunity to be together. We will exchange our experiences. Today we have a day of visiting Tirana to see city projects. This is only the beginning. We want to have more of Albania's city halls in the Union. Soon, the Union will have a joint agenda of meetings and activities for planning future projects. Tirana is the home of all Albanian people, declared Mayor Villiers. The mayor of the Tetova community praised the meeting as having special value, especially now that the independence holiday is coming. Meanwhile, the mayor of Pristina expressed his satisfaction at the realization of this initiative and added that such meetings help the mayors and their staff to be aware of the issues faced by various Albanian areas. The President of the Republic, Bujar Nishani, sent a letter to Parliament expressing his critiques of the 2017 Armed Forces budget. In his letter, the President argues that the Ministry of Defense did not consult the President's office in regards to the budget and emphasized that the long-term development plan for 2016 to 2025 budget violates the laws. As evidence from the information contained on the websites of the Ministry of Finance and Parliament, 25% less than the specified obligation, 1%, is allocated in this draft budget, and consequently, the planned budget for 2017 will drop to 0.75% of the GDP, reads the President's letter. Also, the President contends that next year's draft budget for the Ministry of Defense is lower than the 2% level of the GDP, the national goal confirmed in NATO and an agreement engaged to by 28 of the NATO chairmen at the Warsaw Summit in Poland. I discovered that this year's budget plan does not reflect the serious concerns raised constantly by NATO, whose countries are our strategic allies and partners in which we have the honor to participate, reads the President's letter. The President also explains that his critiques about the budget should be reflected upon and that the 2017 budget for the Ministry of Defense should be increased by not less than 1% of the GDP in order to meet major objectives and continue the serious relations with NATO. The Ministry of Defense responded to the President's concern about the 2017 budget through a statement issued to the media, in which the Ministry of Defense highlighted that the planned armed forces budget for 2017 represents 1.1% of the gross domestic product and includes the fund for paying salaries and pensions, spending for different missions, various investments, and the pension fund for military retirees. The ministry argues that the budget does not affect reaching the defense objectives and it does not affect constitutional obligations and commitments to NATO. Also, the ministry emphasized that it has all the capacities to draft its own budget and that it continues to follow the previous practices, which does not include consulting the President before its budget. During the recent meeting of the Democratic Parliamentary Group, the Democratic Party chairman spoke of enlarging the Democratic Party. I understand citizen uncertainty and doubt, but I want to ensure them that our efforts are for a real change, declared the DP chairman after the most recent meeting of the Democratic Parliamentary Group. DP chairman has often spoke of the Democratic Party's enlargement since he first became the DP chairman. But now, 7 months before parliamentary elections, the process has intensified. The Democrat MPs say that whoever believes in the Democratic Party and its ability to make a change should join the DP. Democrat MPs think that anyone from civil society who believes in the DP adds value. They say that people from civil society, the private sector, or universities are welcomed into the DP. Democrats say that new people and the current members of the Democratic Party will combine their experiences. The only person not participating in this process is the former Democratic Party chairman, Sali Berisha, who is remembered for the enlargement and regeneration of the Democratic Party in 2005. Even though the current DP chairman says the process is difficult, he still believes it will be successful and declared that he will not abandon Albania, and together with the citizens, he will return hope to those who want to live a better life in their country. Günther Kraichbaum, a representative of the Bundestag's majority ruling parliamentary group, declared that Albania will not be able to open negotiations until spring of 2018 unless it meets 7 expectations. In an interview for Aura News, the Minister of Integration declared that the statement comes from one political group in Germany and that Albania has only one condition for commencing negotiations, and that is implementing the judicial reform, and in particular, the vetting law. The minister thinks that the priorities set by the European Union, for which Albania will be assessed as the negotiations open, are clear, and emphasize that Albania remains committed to fulfilling its obligations. Minister Gjosha stressed that the process of EU enlargement is in a difficult time and that after the latest developments, the enlargement has been set in the background. The minister did not exclude the possibility that different countries may vote against opening negotiations with Albania next month. Minister Gjosha also said that we should be optimistic regarding the integration process and must respect any decision made by the EU institutions. Starting today, residents of Gradišta, an area in Divjaka, will receive healthcare services in their area. The Ministry of Health, in cooperation with the Red Crescent Albania Association and Divjaka City Hall, constructed a contemporary healthcare center. During his speech, the Minister of Health declared that this is an important day for the area's residents and emphasized that more investments in the healthcare system mean more services offered to citizens. The minister declared that the investment in this area was necessary. Meanwhile, Divjaka's mayor praised the healthcare center as a modern center with all the necessary equipment. The healthcare center, which cost 45 million lek, is equipped with an injections room, a first aid room, 2 doctors, and 7 nurses, who will be at the service of the residents in the area. Services will cover the vaccination of around 900 children, along with visits for pregnant women, giving them the necessary information and help. That's all for our English edition this evening. Please join us again Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. My name is Mari, and on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.